Story time. 3 a.m. It's high time for domestic violence. It can happen at any time, broad daylight or the wee hours of the morning. This particular case was right around 3 a.m. 911 call goes out for an ambulance. Woman's at the foot of the stairs with her skull cracked essentially because she's bleeding everywhere, unconscious. Martin County Sheriff's Office and Martin County Emergency Services responded. The Sheriff's Department asked a few questions. That was as far as the extent of their investigation went. Didn't even bother filing a police report for that matter. Emergency Medical Services transported the woman, who was completely unconscious and unable to correspond with anyone, to the hospital. The husband's claim was she was intoxicated and tripped and fell down the stairs, a carpeted set of stairs, and landed down on the tile on the floor. This supposed incident was corroborated by a friend of his that happened to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning playing pool. The reason I'm bringing this up is she died in the hospital about 4 days later. I got a call from the prosecutor's office wanting to know what we knew about the case. And I said, not a thing. Crime scene was not called out. I have no idea. She got the call to me because the medical examiner called the prosecutor's office. I called the medical examiner and I said to the doctor, would you please wait till I arrive before you start the autopsy? He said he would. So I went up, went through the whole autopsy, took the photos, discussed the case with the doctor. Her skull was cracked on the side of her head. It wasn't cracked back here. It wasn't cracked here like as if she had fell down a flight of stairs. There wasn't a broken nail on this woman's manicured hands or on her toes. In fact, her blood alcohol level when she arrived in the hospital was almost nil. She wasn't intoxicated when she fell down those stairs. And this woman played tennis 3 or 4 times a week. She had the balance of a cat. She was not an ounce of fat on her body. She was an athlete. No investigation. None. When I pushed to have an investigation done, my captain at the time, Snyder, who's now the sheriff of Martin County, no joke, said, whoa, what are we supposed to do? Make this man mad? He has money. He has influence. My problem with that was there's probably been a murder committed here, and he's going to get off scot-free because he has money and influence. If this was some ghetto house, we'd have kicked the door in. There would have been an investigation from day one. Because this guy lived in a big fancy house, the deputies just thought, oh, he must be telling the truth. And then the captain, who now is the sheriff, doesn't want to upset him. So when I tell you that police hierarchy covers up for stupidity, it does it every day. It does it everywhere. And that's only one of many cases that I fought to try to get an investigation done on, but couldn't. Bottom line is, it goes on all the time. And this is what we are fighting. I brought up 2 more cases today, which you heard in Angel Seiler's and Praveen's case. And you all know about Molly Young and Sheena Morris and Kayla Skeen. It's exhausting. And everybody keeps asking the same question. How are we going to get this to change? Did you ever hear of voting? Vote these lazy, inept people out of office. If they've had a 4-year term, get rid of them. If a chief has been appointed and he's been in there for a few years, get rid of the mayor. Because obviously none of them know what they're doing. Don't give them their little fiefdoms anymore. Dump them. Make them go earn a living in the private sector where they'd fail. Because here in the government sector, they get away with it. because nobody holds their feet to the fire. It's time for the taxpayer to do just that.